Welcome to the Stonegate Arts and Education Center here. We're focusing today on Indiana careers in construction, and I'm joined today by the Executive Director of Stonegate, Linda Henderson. And Linda, if you want to introduce our other guests that we have today, please do so.
Okay, we have two Ryans with us today, and so Ryan Brown. Ryan, will you wave your hand so people know which Ryan I'm talking about? Ryan Brown is with the Indiana Careers in Construction and Built to Succeed, and he's here representing building trades. And then we have Ryan Griffith here, who is a electrician, belongs to IBEW 16 and works for McIntyre Brothers. He's also on the city council and is on our committee on a skilled trade showcase that we have offered here at Stonegate for 3 years now. So with that, I'll turn it over to Ryan Brown to tell us a little bit about the Indiana Careers in Construction and Built to Succeed.
Yes, thank you, Linda. My name is Ryan Brown, as she said, and I'm with Indiana Careers in Construction. And essentially, what we are is we are the on ramp for the 15 different building trades throughout the state of Indiana. So everything from the boilermakers, the electricians, the carpenters, the sprinkler fitters, the operators, all the building trades that you would think about when buildings are being erected and built. That's what we work on. We're basically a direct connection with 60 different training centers across the state, actually over 60, 62 to be exact. And then also a lot of those or those positions or the programs that we have are, of course, all apprenticeship programs that are typically 3 to 5 years long. But 12 of the 15, we actually, when individuals are through the apprenticeship program, they will receive an associate's degree through Ivy Tech Community College, completely free to the individual and zero cost to the individual, and just a great way to stay out of debt and build a strong career. And we'll get a little bit of that later on.
Well, that leads into talking about great careers and such. Ryan Griffith is works with McIntyre's and is an electrician, a member of IBEW. Ryan Griffith, will you share with us what led you into the skilled trades and what it is you do for McIntyre Brothers?
Sure, Linda. As Linda stated, my name is Ryan Griffith. I'm a 1997 graduate of Bedford North Lawrence High School here in Bedford. Attended the North Lawrence Career Center from 95, 96, and 97. Graduated from the Electronics Technological program that was taught by Mr. David Jones at the time. Graduated high school and went to ITT for a year up in Indianapolis and decided that that wasn't the career path that I wanted. I didn't want to be sitting behind a test bench, and that's just not the direction I wanted to go. And had some friends that was in the electrical apprenticeship program. I applied for that and got accepted into that, and went through at that time it was a 5-year program. It's sort of been recently changed to a 4-year program, and I had the future or had the benefit of being able to do most of my apprenticeship here locally in the Bedford and Lawrence County area. I worked for McIntyre Brothers, and then after that I spent about 10 extra years with them. Took a sabbatical from the construction world due to some traveling, wanted to be closer to home and everything. And I worked for IU Health for 5 years as their facilities engineer here locally. And then 4.5 years ago, McIntyre Brothers was bought out by 4 younger partners in the business. One of them is Jim McIntyre's granddaughter, her husband, and another local couple here in town bought the company out. And I came back on as an operations manager. And my day-to-day job is bidding jobs, making sure materials on the job site, making sure we have manpower, equipment, and just making sure everything's running smoothly. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at now, and that's where I've landed, and enjoy it very much.
Very good. As we read about different careers paths, and we hear more and more in the news that you can make a living wage and not have to go to a 4-year college. that skilled trades are an option. And what is the pay differential between a high school or a skilled trades person and someone that goes to the 4-year college? Ryan Brown, can you speak to that? Share some of what the pay scale
Yeah,
is for some of the skilled trades, because I think a lot of young people don't realize how good the pay and the benefits are for folks going into skilled trades.
yeah. I think we've got to think about a couple different aspects of it. Now, with the first year apprentice, and of course, this is going to be a little bit more of a generalization of across the state numbers versus the particular area down in the Bedford area. But typically, between $18 and $22 an hour is going to be starting out. And of course, like I said, that's going to be an average. But the apprenticeship basically means three things: it's paid on the job training, it's continued education through certifications and or diploma, and it is progressive wages. So starting out, as soon as you go through that interview process and get hired on through the union or through the contractor, you're going to essentially begin getting paid as you go. So if let's say you start going to IU and you want to go into a particular field, most of those opportunities are going to be internships, right? That may be paid, they may not be, but you're paying for that education. So that's really where the apprentice gets ahead of everyone else, because you're getting a good wage between $18 and $22 an hour, and then next year you can see about a 15% pay increase from year to year after that. So sometimes I know in particular areas, there's wages that are close to $50 an hour as a journeyman, which means that you've graduated from the apprenticeship program. Definitely some in the 40s. There's some in the $30 range. I think the highest wage right now within the building trades is around $53 an hour.
So
And when
that's
you
over
look at
$100,000 a year.
Yep.
Yeah.
So $100,000 a year is $50 an hour on average. And so, yeah, between that and then really what sets apart, specifically within the union trades, essentially, it's going to be that pension and that retirement.
Mhm.
The difference between a pension and then the difference of that or a 401k.
Okay. Uh, my understanding is that there's a critical shortage of skilled trades workers. Is there one trade that's a greater need for skilled workers, or is it across the board for skilled trades that there's a shortage?
I
I would
would go ahead, Brian.
Sorry, right? I would say we're in a shortage. In 1998, when I got in, one of my first journeymen said in 20 years we're going to have a massive shortage of skilled trades workers in our field, and I think we're seeing that now. The construction industry has changed a lot in 20 to 25 to 30 years with the AI technology, the solar panel projects, the battery powers for the electric vehicles. And I just saw that Microsoft is putting a nuclear reactor back online to produce power for one of their Microsoft AI things. So I think we're in a very very critical area right now of needing more skilled trades.
Both Ryans have referenced to applying for apprenticeship programs. Applying for the apprenticeship program, Ryan Brown, I understand there's a test required. What kind of skills or what kinds of preparation does someone have to do in preparation to take that test? And some of us in the real world have test anxiety. So, how can one prepare for that test?
Yep. Of course, tests are scary to everyone, but don't freak out. Essentially, what a lot of our testing is eighth grade math, eighth grade reading levels. But then when you get more into the skilled trades, like the electricians, the math is going to be really really important on that side. You know, in the trades, and of course. I hate to even say it because I'm going to use a couple big words like trigonometry and physics and stuff like that. But it's all practical. So it's not necessarily, on the, you doing your normal math test, or your homework and stuff like that. Like, you're understanding how the cause and effect, and you're cutting that angle, or you're, for example, with the operators, a lot of physics is used during that, because you need to know that wind load. You need to know how dangerous, the weight of the cargo that you're moving, or the supplies. And so it's all practical. So it's a little bit different. Something that we were, or that is, some of the testing is going to be the keys test through work one. And if, I think that you can actually go in and do some pre-test, and with your local work one, location, and get to know that test a little bit more.
What about gender? I mean, sometimes more and more females getting into the professions as well.
But 69% of active apprentices in the state of Indiana, receiving their training, comes from a union, training program. So,
Okay.
The market share is pretty large on the union side, and 82% of, the females that are in apprenticeships are in the union programs as well.
Okay.
So, it's women in leadership. That's something huge that the unions are, impressed upon.
Another thing that a majority of the trade unions offer is we have for the past 20 years called it the helper program, with the different trade unions. What is the official title of that now, Brian? Is it, or Ryan? Is it the unindentured program, or what are they technically calling that now?
For the electricians, yeah. But I think each
Well,
one of them still
yeah,
calls
so
it.
it's kind of you can, so what that boils down to is you may be in the process of applying for the apprenticeship program, or you may be wanting to see, hey, is this something I really want to do, or is this something I really think that I'm going to enjoy? So you can come out and work as a helper, unindentured, apprentice. There's two or three different technical names for it. So that gives it gives the, whether it's the person applying, as we can call them, the student, or the woman or the man, or wanting to apply and see what it's about. And then it also helps us out in the field, that we can evaluate and see, hey, this is really good for this person, or it may not work out, or hey, yeah, this is the direction they want to go, or there may be some changes they need to make in their thought process, and maybe get to work earlier, get to work, have a better attendance policy, something like that. So it's a good program that lets everybody see what it actually consists of before they per se really jump in the apprenticeship program.
Why? I know you mentioned that there are fewer young people who are entering the trades. Why? What are some of the causes for that, do you think?
For years, and I would say for the past 10 to 15 years, we have really pushed the college path, college path, college path, college path.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's finally caught up with us. Some people are just not cut out for college. Some people don't
Right.
enjoy college. And I think, it's, let's take Hurricane Ian, for example, down in Fort Myers, the Naples, Fort Myers area, down in that area, when Hurricane Ian went down through there, everybody got to see what a lineman did. And all of us know a lineman that has got to go on a storm response crew. And also, we also know a lineman, and we can see what a lineman makes when they go on the storm response crew. And as Ryan talked about buying a new truck, it almost sounds like he wanted to buy a new truck in his early years, and somebody told him no. But I mean, you see these younger kids and younger adults with nice trucks and nice houses and nice things. It's like, and they don't have debt.
Mm-hmm.
When I topped out of the IBEW local 16 apprenticeship program, I had zero debt, and I had a 5-year apprenticeship, had a 2-year associate's degree, and everybody that comes out of the IBEW local 16 is in the exact same boat. Everybody that comes out of these programs has the same educational background, has the same, we know where we're going, and we know what our value is to a contractor, and we can and once you top out, you can go anywhere in the United States you want to and work. A lot of the electricians right now are chasing the EV battery plants, the solar farms. They're the operators. A lot of operators are going to the big buildings where they can run the tower cranes and do different things like that. So it's, the world's, once you've topped out and got your journeyman's card, the world's pretty much at your fingertips on which way you want to go. Right, Ryan, not to put you on the spot here, but do you know what the percentage of people that's coming out with the associate's degree that's going ahead to get their bachelor's degree? Is
I
there?
do not. From the apprenticeship programs?
Yeah, I didn't know if there was any data on that right now. And I know a lot of guys are doing it. Some contractors pay for it just because they want you to go ahead and get, whether you're going into the estimating side or the, nowadays every contractor has a PR, has a social media PR department, or you've got an HR department, or a lot of people are going ahead and getting that degree. Even some guys are going into civil engineering or different engineering aspects as just to continue building their education that they've had.
Here is a link there below if you'd like to find out more about the Indiana Careers in Construction. It's right there. You can scan that QR code or go to builttosucceed.org, and that can give you more information. And let's just go ahead and take a look. This is the website, and you can scroll down and see the apply today. There's also various stories from apprentices, people who've taken part in the program. Anything else you'd want to add to that, Ryan Brown, about the website? Or
Yeah, so if you scroll up and you see the careers tab, scroll up, and you can see all the list of the trades that we represent. So if you were to click on one of those, what you can do is, let's go ahead and, since Ryan's an electrician, let's go ahead and click on the electricians. If you scroll down, it gives just a brief understanding of what the day-to-day work is. It may show a video, but also it's going to share the regions. Sometimes we've got a map, so it shows it by county where the jurisdiction is. For local 16, that's going to be Roger Clark down in Evansville. And one thing with the apprenticeship programs, it's going to vary by trade and really vary by jurisdiction as well. You may have some that are day school, so you're going to school for a full day from September through May. You're going to school for a full day. It may be night school. It may be a Saturday school that you're spending away for that education. With the Saturday school, that is probably the most bang for your buck, but also the most sacrificial, because what you're doing is you're working your 40 hours a week, and then you're going to class for 6 hours or 8 hours on that Saturday for that semester, give or take. But in the latter, if you're in day school or night school, you're making that a long day, or you're on with the school at night, or you're going to be, taking a day off and doing that day school. So each one of them is going to vary. And then, there's a couple, even like the laborers that are actually in your backyard down in Bedford, they do it once a quarter. So once a quarter, individuals go to Bedford, beautiful Bedford, Indiana, to spend 4 days to do that training, and then they go on to their respective homes.
Okay.
And that's, Ryan, we're very fortunate that we're signatory to probably 10 or 15 trades at McIntyre Brothers. And it's one thing we juggle as an employer is, who's going to school, when they're going to school, and where they're going to school. Some of our team members, they go to school during the week, and so we've got to look at schedules for that. Some of them go at night. The electricians, we go to Evansville a couple nights a week, which Evansville's 2 nights Evansville's an hour behind us. So, if school's 6 to 10, it's actually 7 to 11 our time, and that puts you back home at 1 o'clock, and you're still expected to be back at work at 7 o'clock the next morning. So it is a commitment that apprentices have to make to be in the program. And a lot of the trades, we're the furthest south trade that goes to Evansville. The pipe fitters go to Bloomington, carpenters go to the Greenwood area, laborers go to Bedford, right up Patton Hill. The operators go down south of their big center down in southeastern Indiana. So there's a lot of different, or southwestern Indiana, excuse me. There's a lot of different places the apprentices go. And another thing that a lot of the apprenticeship programs are really pushing on right now is the OSHA 10 certification, which that's something that's right out of the box for everybody, and first aid and CPR. A lot of the places we work are out in places where first aid and CPR, God forbid that you'd ever have to have it, but it's a great skill to have it, whether you're at work or you're at home. So that's another thing that the apprenticeship programs are really pushing on and educating our students in right now.
Thanks for coming, and thanks for talking about it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.